race yesterday. Given the conditions, given the updates you've got on your car this weekend, how disappointed are you that you weren't a little bit more competitive?
Yeah, well, to be honest, we didn't really know what to expect on the rain because we haven't driven this car before. But yeah, there was not much difference. At the end, we were just not quick enough again. The balance was not so bad. A bit difficult to drive on my side. I've taken a quite aggressive setup for today, which I'm happy to have taken this route for the race and for the dry especially, but for the wet it wasn't ideal. But let's see what we can do today.
Well, you're dropping 3 places from your qualifying position. You're going to be starting 14th. Given your aggressive strategy and your aggressive setup, what can you achieve today?
Well, I'll try to be aggressive as I can, try to gain as many positions possible in the first few laps, but after that it's really going to be very, very difficult. As we've seen last week, it's very difficult for us to overtake. In the first sector we are struggling quite a lot more than the others. So yes, I believe the first 2-3 laps will be crucial for the rest of the race on my side.
Can you just tell us a little bit more about the upgrades you've got on the car this weekend? The team's worked so hard back at base. What's new and what difference has it made?
We had some new parts on the aero package, which I think improved in the corners, but then the main issue remains the first and second sector, as I said, especially in the straights. So this we knew it would not change much on that, but we should have few other things that will come throughout the years that will help us to get quicker in the straights.
Thank you, Charles. May I have a quick word from you, please, in one of your 5 languages that you can speak, your own language.
Ouais, journée difficile hier. Après voilà, la course c'est aujourd'hui. Je vais absolument tout donner, bien sûr, comme d'habitude. Je pense que ça va être très important que dans les premiers tours on gagne beaucoup de place. Donc je serai très agressif dans les premiers tours avec une stratégie aussi agressive et un réglage de la voiture aussi agressif. Donc voilà, on verra comment ça se passe ensuite.
Thank you. Sebastian, great to see you back in Q3 yesterday. When you look back at that session, did you enjoy it?
Honestly, I did. I think, you know, it was very nice that we got going and having some time in the wet. Unfortunately, we were not that quick, so that part was less enjoyable, but the pure driving, I think, was good fun.
I think of you at Monza in 2008 with your first win in the wet conditions. Do you think you would have had a better race today had it stayed wet?
Well, hard to say. Obviously, it's not wet, so, but I think if it's wet, then there's higher chance for things mixing up. So, as I said, it's not wet, so we don't need to really think about it too much.
Great stuff. Can we get your thoughts on the performance of the car this weekend?
Well, it's unique, obviously, to have the chance to go into the next weekend on the same track and have this also today, similar conditions. So we will get the final confirmation today. Obviously, the weekend up to here has been a bit up and down for us. But I think we brought new parts. You know, the team pushed very hard to bring all the bits earlier. I think we could see that they are working, and now we hope to get a good read in the race. And on Friday, I think we did measure, you know, a step up. It was difficult to quantify. It wasn't super large. But today I think we have 71 laps to prove, hopefully, that it is a decent step up and fight some of the cars ahead.
Thanks, Seb. And a quick word in your own language, please.
Ja, weiß jetzt nicht so, was ich sagen soll, aber ich glaube, ich freue mich aufs Rennen. Wir fahren ja wieder von der gleichen Position los. Ich hoffe, dass das Auto dieses Mal besser mitspielt. Bis jetzt war es der Fall. Ich glaube, wir haben letzte Woche soweit gut verstanden. Und freue mich vor allem auf 1,5 Stunden im Auto ohne Maske, weil die nervt ein bisschen, aber gut, alles in allem wird es für uns ein schweres Rennen. Wir versuchen, möglichst viel Boden gut zu machen und der Rest wird sich dann zeigen. Viel Spaß.
So Max, first of all, thank you for keeping that qualifying session exciting yesterday. Came away with P2. I'm sure you wanted that P1, but what a great drive yesterday in those tricky conditions.
Yeah, well, it was not easy out there. I think Q1 and Q2 were actually going quite well. But then in Q3, there was a bit more water on the track, and it seems to hurt us a bit more than at Mercedes. But still, I think, P2 was fine. I was happy with that regarding the circumstances in the car. But looking forward to today. I think it's a good opportunity again. Third time starting second here. First start was really bad. Second start last week was all right, so it can only go better, I hope. And we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I bet you can't wait to get back out there, because obviously early retirement last weekend when you were looking really strong in P2. This weekend must be quite an important one for you to get some points on the board.
Yeah, I mean, we lost out on a lot of points, of course, last week. So we definitely need to score some good points. If that's going to be first, second or third, I don't know. I want to, of course, at least be on the podium. And then we'll find out if we can actually really challenge them in the race.
Would you like to say something in your own language, Max?
Hopelijk maken we er een mooie wedstrijd van. Natuurlijk, afgelopen week was wat minder, dus hopelijk kunnen we voor de overwinning meevechten. You understood that?
Every word.
Yeah,
every word. Liquor was the last, was it? Alex, we've just been talking a minute ago about last weekend. I'm sure you don't want to reflect too much, but the move in the race that was either a win or a spin move, wasn't it? I mean, I think it's tough for you, I'm sure, moving forward from that, but I think you've just got to be happy with being in that position at that moment in time.
Yeah, exactly. There's definitely positives to take away from last weekend. I feel like to be fair, we did the right strategy. I think we were there on the right tyre at the right time, and we knew we had to go for it. We had the tyre advantage, and at that time there was like a double safety car. Yeah, it didn't work out, but it was good to be there, and it shows that we're there or thereabouts. We just need a bit more pace. This weekend, new story, new race, or not new track, but a new race to work on.
It's got a different name supposedly this weekend. But
Yeah, I figured that out. But also Silverstone will be called something else as well for the second race.
Yeah, it's all good.
Austria too.
So in qualifying, I know it didn't quite go as you had planned or hoped, but it was looking really strong in those first two sectors in the last lap.
Yeah.
You're a little bit further back than you'd like, but are we going to see an aggressive Alex? I'm hoping so.
Yeah, we are. We're going to give it everything. I think we've got to get the overtakes done early if we can, and try and be in that position where we can play with strategy. The thing is everyone knows what everyone's going to do more or less now, so there's not too many surprises, but we'll try and do it on track.
Good man, thanks.
Cheers, guys. So I don't know if I can trust.
Down at McLaren now, where they're doing some giant killing these days, and particularly this man we're looking at now, Carlos Sainz. You're still basking in the glory of yesterday.
No, not anymore. I'm still very happy about it, but the full focus now is in the race. Yesterday we had a lot of fun. I'm very glad that Formula One put on such a great show. I was actually watching qualifying last night in my hotel room, and I enjoyed it a lot, maybe even more than inside the car. So happy about that. But today is another day, completely different conditions, and looking forward to using that good grid position to put together a strong race.
It's your highest grid position in Formula One. How does that raise the stakes for you? Are you a little bit more nervous coming into this?
A bit more focused, I guess. Starting P3, you always try to maximize your position. That was not a good pit stop.
Don't look at that one.
Don't look at that one, please. Now the feeling is same procedures. You just need to drop the target, the clutch, do a good turn one. It's the same. On the attack, we are all pretty crazy on lap one, so you just need to be as crazy as the others, and that's it.
Have you qualified out of position?
I did qualify a bit out of position, especially for the drive. The race would be in the wet. I do believe yesterday I was the third fastest car in the wet, but today in the dry, I don't believe I'm the third fastest car in the dry. But we still can mount a challenge. I think Mercedes should fly by, Albon probably too, but the rest, hopefully we can put a good fight.
Good luck in the race. A few words in your own language, please, Carlos.
Sí, muy contento por ayer. Creo que ya ha habido tiempo de celebrar y ahora hay que centrarse completamente en la carrera de hoy. Saliendo terceros creo que es una posición muy buena. La carrera va a ser muy diferente a la clasificación de ayer. Obviamente no somos el tercer mejor coche en seco, pero lo vamos a intentar, nos vamos a divertir y a ver si que podemos rascar.
Gracias. Lando, you qualified 4th last weekend. You're 6th this weekend. Is there a tinge of disappointment?
There was a bit. Yeah, I think obviously last time was my best result by a long way, and I think there's always more potential, especially in the rain. I think it's just very tricky to put it all together, and Carlos did a very good job. So yeah, I was just a bit frustrated, more so of knowing I had the 3-place penalty coming into today, and I was just those couple positions behind where I should have been in qualifying. So I'm starting 9th instead of starting in 6th or 7th, let's say. So
from a strategy point of view?
From a strategy point of view, obviously a bit different compared to my strategy last time. Much more opportunity to go forwards, let's say. So it should be a fun race, I think. It's going to be a bit different too, knowing everyone's got new tyres, whether it's soft, medium or hards. But yeah, we got some so faster cars behind us, like the Racing Points, the Ferraris, especially with their upgrades. So it's going to be, it should be a fun race with opportunities to overtake and go forwards. But there's also going to be some very fast cars.
Still feeling sore?
It's difficult to say how sore I'm going to be until I jump in the car. The thing I have is something I can't just replicate while standing on the spot and just saying if I'm in pain or not. So we're taking every precaution that we can to make sure I'm fit and ready for the race. It's not going to be easy and it's not a guarantee, but yeah, I'll give it my best shot whether I'm in pain or not.
Well, good luck. Hope it goes well. No bear hugs from Zach afterwards.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I know.
Daniil, I've lost my train of thought a little bit there.
That's all right.
I always do with you. So yesterday, I'm sure it didn't go quite as you had planned, but nice to get back in the car after your shunt and just get to grips with the car again, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, it wasn't like a perfect day, but it was also, I think, just making it into Q3 after FP2. This thing is, I was looking at a 20th starting spot, so I took the positives from that. But yeah, I'm pretty confident today. You know, I'm quietly confident that we're going to have a good crack.
Yeah, 'cause it's a shame last race we didn't see much of you in the race either.
Yeah, sorry, it was a little, it was cut short, and yeah, first few laps weren't particularly good, so I've got a bit to improve. Like, only since you said it. I don't know if my hand's pushing it down. I'm gonna punch us in the. Anyway, I'll punch myself in the face.
Awesome.
Awesome. Should we just?
Shall I move on?
Should we cut?
Anyway, good luck today.
I'm gonna put on a show today.
Good.
You're gonna see some vintage Rick.
Fantastic. I look forward to it. And upset a lot of people in front, I'm sure.
If I have any friends, then I may lose.
Everyone's always going to love you, so give it your all.
All right.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Esteban, how do you deal with him as a teammate? I mean, I don't think I could.
Well, it can be much worse, I have to say. He's a very chill guy, you know, and we have good fun. Of course, when it gets very professional, it's all serious, but no, honestly, very easygoing.
Yeah, he's a tough teammate to have as well. He's proper fast, isn't he? But you know, last weekend qualifying obviously didn't go to plan for you, a tough one. But the race much better, and you're able to get some points on the board. This race, you've come out of the blocks and you've put it P5, which is awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Well, it was for sure great. This is what we wanted to improve. You know, Friday and Saturday didn't go as planned last week. The race was good. This week we've done that right. We are starting a little bit further up the grid. So it's all now up to us to do a job in the race.
So did you completely do a dry setup for qualifying? I know that you don't change it a lot for the wet these days, but it was proper wet yesterday. Did you have a slight adjustment to wet conditions? Like
Not
compromise?
really. Not really. I mean, you don't usually change that much. The car should be working well, like it was on Friday. So hopefully the improvement we've made and the thing we think it's going to get better should be good in the race.
Excellent. Would you like to say something in your own language?
Bien sûr, bien sûr. Bah, écoutez, ça a été vraiment une bonne qualif pour moi. J'étais très content de revenir voilà, dans le top 5 et de faire une bonne qualif comme ça pour ma deuxième course et avec ma nouvelle équipe. Donc voilà, à nous de faire le job maintenant en course et on va essayer de tout faire au mieux. See you later, mate.
Well, Pierre, the Rainmaster. What a session for you yesterday.
Yeah, it was really good, honestly. To make it to Q3 was great for us. And then, yeah, I think we were 5th in Q2, Q3 8th. Then we had a bit more coming in the last lap, but we had a yellow flag. But nevertheless, we start P7, so really happy with that and a great position to fight for the race now. Yeah.
Pierre, just tell us a little bit more about you and the wet. You seem to come alive.
You know, I come from Normandy, which is quite north of France, and yeah, as a kid I used to drive many times on the wet in karting, and it's always conditions I always loved. So I must say I enjoyed a lot that session yesterday. You know, you have a lot of adrenaline, sliding, big moments in the car, and that's when you feel alive, and yeah, really enjoyable.
Well, you've gained a place on the grid because of Lando Norris's penalty, so you're starting P7 at the clean side of the grid, if there is such a thing today because of the rain. But what can you achieve, do you think? What's the realistic goal?
Well, yeah, objectively we know the cars around us are slightly faster in normal conditions, so yeah, we know it's not going to be an easy one for us, but we have the great position. So yeah, we'll try to make the best out of it. As you say, we have Norris behind, we have the two Ferraris, we have Daniil and Perez that will come back fast. So yeah, I think it's important we have a clean race and hopefully we can get some points like last weekend.
Well, good luck with that. Quick word en français, please.
Ok. Ouais, bon, on a eu une très bonne journée hier. On était en 5e en Q2, 8e en Q3 avec potentiellement on pouvait faire un petit peu mieux, mais on a eu un drapeau jaune au dernier tour qui du coup j'ai dû lâcher, mais bon on part quand même 7e, donc c'est très positif et on a une bonne place pour se bagarrer pendant la course. Après on sait qu'il y a des voitures très compétitives autour de nous, un peu plus rapides dans des conditions normales, donc va falloir vraiment tout donner, essayer de les garder derrière, mais en tout cas on va tout essayer et j'espère qu'on va pouvoir aller chercher quelques points encore ce week-end.
Merci. Let's move on to Daniil Kvyat. Danny, hi there. How are you?
Okay, thanks. Thank
Good.
you.
Now, do you feel that yesterday was one that got away because you were blocked by Charles Leclerc?
Yeah, in the end, that lap was the only lap which could have gotten me through to Q3. I wasn't feeling great with the car in Q2 for some reason, a lot of sliding, but that was the only lap where I probably had a chance. But yeah, we got blocked, so it happens. Conditions were tricky. I'm not angry with him.
Okay, and looking at the race today, how competitive is the AT01? Is that what we call it, the AT01?
AT01, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, well, you know, at the moment we are there. We will see how we're gonna look compared to others. Last week we had a chance to fight with the cars around us, and if we have a solid position after first few laps, I think there is every chance that we can score points, so I hope we can fight for it.
And keep off the curbs today?
Yeah, well, I mean, if others don't push me off there, no, yeah, of course.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Quick word in Russian, please.
Yeah. Мы посмотрим, как сложится для нас гонка. Я думаю, у нас есть шансы побороться за очки. Я стартую с того же места, что я стартовал на прошлой неделе, поэтому я думаю, что мы сможем побороться за очки сегодня. Спасибо.
So Checo, I don't really know what to say. It's a tough one, you know, after such a great practice, FP1, FP2, being up there in third. Qualifying was a toughie for you.
Yeah, it was really tough. I think we missed out in a couple of things. The important thing is that I think we learned a lot from that first wet session that we had. So I think that's important. And yeah, let's see what we can come up with today. Hopefully we can recover and minimize the damage today and score good points for the team.
Yeah, so you've got a full dry setup. I know there's not a big difference between wet and dry, but you know, we're going to see Checo head down, focused and fighting through the field.
Yeah, definitely. It's that will be the target. I think we have a good car, although the margins around us are very small, so it will be difficult to make progress, but we will try, and the most important is try to minimize the damage today and try to get some points.
Yeah, because you guys have looked so fast over the last couple of races. Obviously, we're at the same circuit, but you guys seem to take a good step forward this weekend in terms of pace. You know, consistently in FP2, the pace was very good.
Yeah, I think we've been showing a good pace in these 2 weeks. Will be interesting to see the next one, how in a very different track, how we perform. But yeah, I think it's a promising start for us, and we just have to keep it up and make the most of our package.
Excellent. Would you like to say something in your own language, Checo?
Sí, esperamos que podamos maximizar el potencial del auto todo el día. Ayer fue una sesión muy difícil para nosotros, pero creo que hoy nos pudimos recuperar y llegar a los puntos era el objetivo principal.
Lance, it's amazing how quickly you get used to being in the sort of top 5, top 6, isn't it? And when you qualify what you did, it hurts, right?
It does. It stung a little bit yesterday, not gonna lie, after such a positive Friday. I mean, for Checo to be out in Q1 and for myself to, you know, just missing out on Q3, it was disappointing. Get spoiled quickly, you know, when the car's good. But you know, that's how it is. Racing is full of surprises, and yesterday was, you know, one of those days where anything could have happened. Unfortunately, we didn't get the most out of it there. I think there was definitely a few more positions in it, but you know, today's a new day and we'll have to race from where we start.
Yeah, so would you put it down to a tyre issue, as in getting temperature?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Would you put it down to getting tyre temperature yesterday?
Yeah, I think so. There was a lot going on with traffic management and cool down laps. I think we timed it perfectly, but there's still a lot to go through. Back at the factory, and you know, there's a lot to analyze. We really just put our sights set on today, yesterday's history now. So yeah, definitely full focus on today.
Exactly the attitude you should have. Exactly the attitude you should have. Where do you think you guys can fight with? Who do you think you can fight with today?
Well, I think it's going to be very tight between most of the teams that are ahead of us, like Renault, Ferrari. Maybe we'll have a chance to race McLaren in the race. I know they're starting further up, but it will be very tight. So I expect it to be an exciting first lap, and from there, you know, it'll be really important to be consistent and to try and overtake as many cars as we can.
Good job. Thanks.
All right, thanks.
Antonio, it was going so well yesterday until we got to turn 9, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think until that moment the lap was quite good. You know, I knew that to put the car in Q2 was possible just with a really good lap on the limit. I was too much on the limit. I took the outside curve in turn 9, and yeah, I lost the rear. But unfortunately, it happened. But now we need to not give up like we did last weekend. Try to do our best, and we'll see what happens.
Well, have you made progress with the car in the dry? How was it on Friday?
Yeah, I think Friday, especially on quali pace, was better. Race pace, we were still okay. You know, we need to see with this temperature, it's much colder compared to Friday, so we need to just wait the race.
All right, well, good luck in the race. A few words, please, in Italian.
Sì, vedremo, è stato un sabato difficile, sapevo che per mettere la macchina in Q2 dovevo fare un giro abbastanza al limite, forse sono andato un po' troppo al limite e appunto ho toccato il cordolo in uscita di curva 9 e dopo di lì qualifiche compromesse, però non dobbiamo mollare, fare come scorsa settimana, provare a essere al punto giusto al momento giusto e cercare di portare anche dei punti oggi a casa.
Grazie. Kimi, good to see you. You've done a fair few wet qualifying sessions in your time. How bad was it yesterday?
I think the spray is always the issue, but apart from that, actually, it wasn't too bad. It's more about being in the right place and the timing right. So.
Okay, and you've also spoken about making progress with the car's setup. How much better is it in the dry than it was last weekend?
It felt a bit better, but obviously we'll see very soon where we are in the race condition, and yeah, let's hope we can fight and first of all finish the race and try to score points.
Well, what is the goal? Is goal number one to finish and gather data, learn more about the car?
No, obviously scoring points is the first priority, and be fast enough.
Okay, well look, good luck with that, Kimi. Kimi, before you go, a few words in Finnish, please. No words in Finnish. Thank you, Kimi.
Roman, tough weekend so far for you.
Yeah, hasn't been easy on us, but I think today let's see what we can do. Obviously, starting from the pit lane is not ideal after having issues yesterday in quali, but yeah, we'll try to come back. I mean, last week 11 car finished the race, so if we can finish and try to overtake one or two, then win the points.
Yeah, I mean, there's always that, and
and
because you're starting from the pit lane, I know there's not a big difference between wet and dry setups, but you can 100% do dry setup. There's no compromise.
No, we didn't change anything on the car, just because we didn't really plan for any wet setup yesterday. So actually the quality setup was optimal from the free practice too. So yeah, let's see what it does.
So at the start of the year in testing, did you think that it was going to be this difficult at the start of the season?
We knew that our quality pace wasn't great in winter testing, but the race pace was actually very encouraging. Obviously it's only winter testing and the conditions are very different. Today with a cooler track, maybe we can find some pace in the race. Obviously we're facing those brake temperature issue that hurt us a little bit into traffic, but I guess we will see, and I think we need to wait also maybe Budapest and Silverstone really to have a more fair idea of the ranking.
Excellent. Would you like to say something in your own language?
Sorry?
Would you like to say something in your own language?
My own language. Oui, bah c'est vrai qu'on n'a pas un week-end facile jusque-là. On a eu un problème en qualification sur la voiture, on a dû changer les pièces, donc on va partir de la voie des stands. Mais bon, les conditions sont un petit peu différentes de ce qu'on a connu le week-end dernier, vendredi, il fait plus frais. Donc on espère que ça va aider la voiture à fonctionner mieux. Et puis on espère que ça va aussi résoudre nos problèmes de température de frein.
Merci, Romain. Kevin, there's not much more to say, really. I mean, for both of you guys, it's been a tough start of the year. Qualifying, obviously, you got out there, which is good. How was it out there in those conditions? It looked really tough.
Yeah, it was good fun, actually. I really enjoy those conditions. You kind of have to invent, a different driving style, and especially, with these new cars, no one's run here before with those wide, big cars, and it was really good fun. And I think it's good that we were allowed to run in those conditions. We have the extreme wet tire, and we should use it when it's extremely wet. So I thought it was really good, and obviously P15 wasn't something that we proud of, but it's a start. We can go from there.
Yeah, and obviously the circuit today is very different to when you guys ran on Friday. A lot cooler, a lot greener as well. Is there, I mean, don't want to give too much away, but has there been any good talks in the strategy meeting about what you guys can possibly do today?
Yeah, there's always opportunities, but I think mainly, looking back at last weekend, we didn't finish the race because we ran out of brakes, and we need to get, to the end of the race and save enough brakes to go to the end. So we're already,
we're already probably saving from the beginning to try and get to the end. So there's that one, and we'll try and get around that, see what we can do in the race.
Yeah, because obviously the pace isn't there with the car, so you have to maximise everything else you have. And I think having a teammate like this probably pushes you as well. Both being so competitive, you still want to beat each other, right? So it makes it a little bit more fun.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's you know how it is. You need a good teammate to you always get a little bit more out of yourself as you see someone is slightly faster than you. Then you can always find that little bit more. So I think that's good. And yeah, I mean, today Milan has a big job starting from the pit lane. It's not going to be easy for him. And as you said, the pace of the car. Well, actually, I think if we went, saving and doing lots of things are holding us back. I think if we could just push flat out the whole race, I think our pace would be pretty good actually.
Excellent. Would you like to say something in your own language?
Ja, vi glæder mig til et løb igen. Jeg håber, vi kan komme hele vejen til slut. Vi ikke skal spare alt for meget bremser, men nu vil vi se, jeg giver den af, hvad jeg kan.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
There were many stars of qualifying yesterday, but this man is definitely one of them. George Russell, you qualified 12th, your first time in Q2. How pleasurable was that?
Incredibly. Didn't know what to expect from a Q2 session, as I've obviously never experienced one before. It was great. Prior to the weekend, our aim was probably Q2, but to be a 10th from Q3 was, unbelievable.
Just how good was the car, and how much, don't be modest, was that your best lap in Formula 1?
I mean, the weather conditions were so difficult for everybody, so I don't think anybody would have done an absolutely perfect lap. My lap was very good. I was really pleased with it. The car was feeling great. It really, by far the best it's ever felt in the wet, which is good. Gave me the confidence to really push. And when there was no visibility and you couldn't see anything, I had the confidence to go flat out down the straight into the corners, when I think a lot of people were struggling and didn't quite have that confidence. So, with anything, it's not just a driver or not just a car, it's the whole package.
Now you've got your old mucker Charles Leclerc behind you on the grid today. Just how tough is it going to be to stay where you are?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough. You speak with a couple of these guys saying, I was talking with Danny Rigg last night. I was like, don't hold me up too much, mate, when I'm right behind you. So, it's going to be tough. We know our true race pace is still the slowest car. We're in P11 on the grid. We've got, the 2 racing points behind. We've got the Ferrari behind. It's going to be properly tricky. So I'll be doing everything I can to keep them there.
Well, look, good luck with that, George.
Thank you.
Let's move on to your teammate, Nicholas. Nicholas, it was a really tough session for you yesterday because it seems you got caught out by the yellow flag, then the red flag.
Yeah, it was just one of those that was very unlucky. I mean, there's nothing more me or the team could have done to get around it, really. First proper session that I've been able to really drive the car in the wet and have, let's say, no fear of crashing the car, because it's qualifying, you go for everything. So yeah, it was obviously tricky with the conditions. Visibility was quite poor, but to be honest, I was quite surprised with how comfortable I felt in getting up to speed for those conditions and for a first time. So yeah, the first set of tires, from what I was told, we were really competitive. We were always hovering around P10-ish. And yeah, I think the relative pace was there around George. And then second set of tires, just track spacing, yellow flag, red flag, it just didn't come together. So yeah, there was laps that I put in there that for sure would have easily put me to Q2. And then I would have been excited to see what we could have done from there, just with a few more laps in those conditions. But it's how it goes sometimes. But yeah, obviously looking forward to the race today and see what we can achieve.
Well, you've got a long race ahead of you. This is your second Grand Prix. You're a veteran now. Do you feel a bit more relaxed? Does it feel a bit different to last weekend?
Yeah, no, definitely more relaxed. I mean, just having experienced a lot of the unknowns that come with the first Grand Prix, yeah, having, let's say, some more answers in my head now of how it's all going to be like. I'm definitely going into this race with more confidence. Definitely not going to leave as much margin, take a bit more risk, smart risk, calculated risk as always. So yeah, just looking forward to getting out there and see if all these learnings from last weekend can improve our result this weekend.
All right, good luck with that. Thank you.